Hello friends and neighbors, welcome to Gentry Vintage. I'm Josh, your host. I hope this video finds you well. As you might can hear, it is still raining. The storms are gone, but the rain is still lingering right now. It's supposed to ease up throughout the day, and then eventually, I think by tonight, it's supposed to move out completely. However, the river is not expected to crest until, I believe, Wednesday or Thursday. So the flooding is not over. A friend of mine from work just texted me earlier, and he went down to his parents' property. They have a lake house. Well, it's a river, on the river. But it's about 30, 45 minutes from here. And he just sent me pictures, and the flooding is awful down there. He couldn't even get to the house. He just got to where he could and got out and took pictures. And he said, this is mom and dad's road to their property. He said, my guess is the house is underwater. But yeah, it's pretty bad. I saw the other day, Friday, I believe it was, a 9-year-old boy was walking to the bus stop in Frankfort, Kentucky. Walking to the bus stop and apparently got swept away in flood waters, and unfortunately he passed away. But it's dangerous. They say flooding is the #1 cause of deaths when it comes to storms. You know, you always laugh when you hear, turn around, don't drown. We joke about it and everything, but it's a serious matter. So I mixed up some more of Gentry Vintage Tobacconist Southern Flavor last night. What I have is not going to get me through the rest of this month. And I haven't decided yet if it's the fact that I like it so much, or the fact that I smoke a couple bowls a day and maybe more when I'm, home all day. Today, we're smoking Southern Flavor in my Medico Crest, vintage Medico Crest. A vintage pipe for a vintage channel. That's not always the case. This was a gift from my buddy Paladin Piper himself. Wonderful smoking pipe. I am trying to get it broke in, and I figured this would be a good time to do that. So I picked this pipe as one of my 4 for the challenge. It has a little more of an open draw than I prefer, but I imagine if I packed it a little tighter, I'd probably cut down on some of that. I will say, between Savinelli's and Peterson's, I personally feel that I prefer Peterson's a little more, but I do like how Savinelli and Rossi have the little adapter. If you don't want to run a filter, you can stick their little adapter in there to tighten up the draw a little bit. I am not a filter smoker, it's just my preference, but I do like a little bit of a tighter draw. Next time I smoke this pipe, I'll see about trying to pack the bowl a little tighter and see if that helps. Speaking of pipes, I'm considering buying a new pipe. Of course, I was sitting there last night showing the wife some pictures of a couple pipes I was interested in possibly purchasing. The wife does not understand why I need another pipe. She said, you have a lot of pipes. Why do you need another one? And why does it need to be that expensive? Well, one could say, why do you need 50 pair of shoes, and why do they have to be that expensive? I can't really use that one. She might have 50 pair of shoes, but I will say she doesn't buy expensive shoes. So, yeah, I guess I can't use that one. But anyway, she doesn't really understand why I need another pipe. I used to say earlier on in my pipe smoking journey that I didn't understand why people had certain pipes for certain blends. as my palate has matured, I guess, I figured that out. I do have a Peter, like for example, my Peterson 86 that the wife gifted me for my birthday last year. That is primarily a Virginia pipe, really primarily Virginia Perique blends. The pipe does good with any blend, but I found that Virginia Periques just do really good, excuse me, do really good with that blend, that pipe. And I've noticed that for someone who primarily smokes Burley blends, I've noticed that sometimes the Virginia and the Perique flavors linger in the pipe a little bit. I don't want to say ghost because usually about through half a bowl or so, if you say you're smoking something else in it, usually after about a half a bowl or so, that taste kind of subsides. So I don't know if you'd want to say ghost. I don't think it ghosts it. But so I've designated that pipe for my when I do smoke Virginia, straight Virginias or Virginia Periques. My everyday pipe, my Medico Medalist, you can pretty much throw anything at that pipe, and I'll smoke pretty much anything in it. Say my Peterson 305. Primarily is a Burley pipe. Anyway, I get why people use different pipes for different blends. Considering that the wife only smokes Carter Hall for the most part and a few aromatics, it's not as big of a deal to her. But anyway, so I'm tossing around the idea. I got a Peterson that I'm interested in. I got a couple different Savinellis I'm interested in. But I got to thinking last night, I do not own a Meerschaum pipe. I've never smoked a Meerschaum. I don't own one. So, with that said, if you own a Meerschaum pipe, or multiple, or whatever, put down in the comments below, tell me why you like a Meerschaum pipe. Is it worth the hype? And your recommendation for a Meerschaum pipe. I hear a lot of good things about them, but are they really worth the hype? I don't know why I've never bought one, to be honest with you. I just never have. So anyhow, yeah, tossing around the idea of a Peterson, got a couple Savinellis, and potentially a Meerschaum pipe. Obviously, I'm just going to buy one right now. I'm not buying all of those. But yeah, I'm thinking about it. Do I need another pipe? Nah. But never hurts to have another one. I was trying to think of an excuse to tell the wife why I need another one. I couldn't come up with a good one. Ooh, I tell you what, sometimes I wish this shop had a tin roof on it, man. I could sit out here and go to sleep. Anywho, friends, that's about all I got for right now. I just want to jump on here for a minute and say howdy and get your opinions on Meerschaums. I know a lot of people were doing March Meerschaum Madness, whatever it was, and but yeah, that's had me thinking about Meerschaums a little bit, but or Meerschaum, however you want to say it, kind of like Latakia, Meerschaum. Anyway, But yeah, let me know down in the comments why you like a Meerschaum pipe. Are they worth the hype? Should I get one? What's your recommendation for one? Anyway, I'm gonna sit here and finish this, and I know there's probably a few honeydew things that I have for today. So I guess I'll see what those are. But anyway, as always, I appreciate you watching, and especially if you made it this far into the video. But until next time, I wish blessings for all, and lots of love to you and yours.